Respect the S800 for more than 3 months. I want to sell my Rolls-Royce. This is my respected S800. It is a 3-motor top version. The landing is about 1.10 million. I have been picking up the car for more than 3 months. This car has also run more than 3,000 kilometers. I've been getting a lot of people urging me, take a picture of this car now. Didn't you take a video of this car at the beginning? Is because I want to use it myself after a while. Through myself. Whether it's a Rolls-Royce or the identity of the owner of another brand of luxury car. Take a look at this car. What level is he at? Really capable. Or is his blood greater than his strength?
Keep slowing your heart down. We are the gods now. 'Cause I love you for infinity.
I love you for your feeling. And what? Because the certificate S800 is 15,000 units were ordered within 4 months of listing. And the sales in September last month. It's 1,918. Far more than 7.8S. Haven't I used this car for more than 3 months? And I'd like to share it with you. Is the Zunji S800 worth buying? You spend 1 million. Is it possible to get the emotional value of a few million luxury user cars? Experience? What about the beginning of the video? I have a question for you. 1 million willing to buy the ultimate S800. If you are willing to buy another foreign luxury car, let me take a look at your car buying preferences. After all, I believe all of you here all have this strength. Maybe a lot of people buy a car of this level. Like me, I like this slightly larger size. Because he must have an aura and a return rate. In fact, I think making a car bigger, it's so easy. But you want him to be big and tasteful. No, it's unique and it's inherited. I think it's just too hard. If I were a Chang'an designer, I'd just quit my job. The reason why this car went on sale, I locked the order so quickly, is because I found that he has a lot of more designs I couldn't buy before at this price. And details. Or the taillights. And the stars inside the door handle. It's like the galactic universe. It's really ceremonial when you open the door at night. Compared to his very elegant and round front. Actually, my favorite is, from this perspective, oblique back 45 degrees to see my Zunji S800. You will find this double body. Very large C-pillar Dugo, and this super long and huge back door. There is also a little slip-back shape at the tail. Makes him look extremely heavy. It's like a big yacht. So what do I think about the exterior design of this car? In fact, I am very satisfied. He was a man of detail and air. There is also a very unique design. Did you like the appearance of the diamond ring S800? Give him a score of 1 to 5 in the bullet comment. I suddenly remembered to take a little tip for everyone. That is, if you want to buy diamonds too. Quit S800 words. Strongly recommend that you go and choose this double car paint. Because I think the sense of value he can give you, well over 1 million actually. And this time, the diamond ring. They offer all the colors of the double car paint. It's really nice. I think it's very aesthetic and uncool. Before opening this door, I bet you've seen a lot of it. About this car, black technology in the car. There is also a video of the luxury configuration. But what about those? Perhaps more like an introduction. Then I drove this car over 3,000 kilometers. What I want to tell you today is, these seemingly cool black technologies also have configurations. Are they practical? Is it necessary to exist? Will there even be bugs? All right, everyone, please get in the car. Here we go. Secretary Xiaofei will use it according to his own use. The situation has been reported to everyone. First of all, I am very satisfied with the interior of this car. It is its sense of space and luxury. Look, my legs are perfectly straight when I sit here. And the materials are also very elegant. You take, for example, it's all real black walnut. And it is aligned with this pattern. And you can see it. Here is 1/2 amp of calfskin. All the crystals used in the whole car are real crystals. But what about the one that allowed me to lock him up so quickly? In fact, it is his... Why don't you come in and shoot? Kitten photographer. Come in, dang dang. Is this one-click privacy mode? What happens after you open it? The front screen will come down. What about his glass? It's going into privacy mode. And all of those faces go up. At this point, you will receive a professional, very private, independent space. I've closed the door now. So take a look. This environment in the back row of him now. This is what it looks like. Is it very private, quiet, and luxurious? Then why? This function is for me. Very attractive. Because when you need one, when you don't disturb your personal space. In the past, you might have had to go home, to the beach or to the mountains. But now, and your car can do it for you. Whether at rest, still on the way. I think it just gives you one more choice. Option, for this class of luxury car owners, is very attractive. And what about before? If you want to experience similar functionality, only in the Phantom of Rolls-Royce. And it is a partitioned version, or only on Pullman. And the price of those cars is more than 10 million. But what about now? It only costs 1/10 or even less than the price. You can have almost the same experience. I think this thing is really fragrant. By the way, is there any owner of the Rolls-Royce Phantom? You can deduct 1 when watching this video. If there is a prom owner, you can deduct 2. Let me visit the boss. Of course, yeah. If you talk about another billion-dollar project, you can also open this raw shield. There will be no one to say, this thing is actually rarely used. However, I think for some people who need it, even the kind of big boss, this is not a bloodline for him, because he can really protect your conversation. Let's give it a try. I'll tell you one next, about myself. Very private little secret. And it won't do any post-processing. It's up to you to hear it or not. So I'm going to start. Are you all very concerned? The previous projection, is he good or not? In fact, before I prompt myself, I think he is most likely a pure accumulation device for dazzling agent. But it has been used for more than 3 months now. I think it still works very well, and it's very simple to use. And you don't have to worry. You won't be able to see clearly with this dizziness during the day. Or the screen will wobble during driving. It doesn't exist. During the day. In fact, you just need to open this privacy glass. You can really see it quite clearly. What if your image quality for this screen, the demands are very high? Then you can directly raise this sunshade. This time, it's not simple. Is it the smaller version of our silver jewelry? The reason why I am so long, use the projection to this back row. It works. It's really simple, and it's convenient. Just this little pad in the back row. You can have a connection with the screen, so you can control the screen. And this pad can also control most of the physical functions. That's another point for me, a Huawei user. Very friendly. That's it. You just touch it like this. Then he can follow the screen. Do a cast like this. That's me now. Just sit in the back of this car. If you want to watch the video, I rarely use 3 folds. Basically, use this to cast the screen. What's next? Let me tell you a little bit about this gesture to close the door. In fact, this function, I just want you to master his skill. He's actually pretty accurate. Because of his principle. It is through the camera to capture your movements. As long as your movements are not particularly fast, it will trigger his anti-fog. So I won't close the door for you. Make you feel natural. Then compare the normal speed. Basically, it can be said to be 9 out of 10, including this gesture to adjust privacy. The same is true of glass. Although the hand is closing the door, I may usually use less myself. However, I think the market at this price give me a lot. Some new subjects that you may not have experienced before. Technology, function, etc. It still doesn't make sense. I want to talk to you again about the top of the starry sky. I still have the voice over this configuration because of my Rolls-Royce. The above also has this function. It's actually my Cullinan. His starry sky top should have been purified too. Rolls-Royce is the 2nd generation. But if you touch it carefully, it's still... You can feel some raised little light bulbs, but this Zunji S800 really does a good job. You can't touch any light bulbs. He's very, very smooth and delicate. And, tell the truth, the effect he presents, it's really like a Rolls-Royce. In fact, I think this function, although he has no practical value, but it really gives you a very sci-fi experience, and it's very emotionally valuable. So, we have already bought a car at this price. People don't have the configuration we have. I think if you can choose them all for him. See? Everyone rate the luxury of Shinsuke. In fact, because the video is often related, this car also has many luxurious features. You're like his long, thick wool carpet. Password box. The refrigerator also has a very smart and we didn't have time to say system. But I still want to take you to the body. Check the stereo on this car. I want to discuss something with you. The person you think bought the diamond ring, how many will have a driver? In fact, I personally think there should be a considerable part you will choose to open it yourself, right? I just hold more meetings by myself. Then I drove for more than 3 months. You can jump to conclusions. I think he drives better than my Cullinan. I am responsible for this sentence. So what exactly is he good at? First of all, this is a car with a body of nearly 5.5 meters. It's not as big as it looks. The body is definitely not that flexible, but it definitely doesn't feel like a big, bulky car. In fact, I think the hanging strips are soft, but this car won't have that. The feeling of swaying. Keep it on the body. The posture is very stable most of the time. And the steering feel. It's not that vague. In fact, I'm really celebrating. Fortunately, I chose 3 motors because this will allow me to travel on a daily basis. It's really convenient. His rear wheels have a maximum steering angle of 16 degrees. Let me give you an example. Sometimes I drive my Cullinan. In some places, you may have to move around 4 or 5 times. But if you drive this car, it's really just 1 or 2 that's okay. And some roads have 3 lanes in both directions. Do a U-turn or something. This car can basically be lighter. If it's loose, move into the first lane. Really? That seems convenient. I wouldn't say it because of the size of this car. And daily travel can be stressful. Even so, I think most girls, you just have a certain amount of driving parts. In fact, I think it's all very easy to pick up. Easy to handle. In the 3-motor diamond ring S800, there is also a hidden Easter egg, restricted mode. In human words, the 3 motors can be controlled cooperatively. Realize dual rear wheel steering. In extreme scenarios, such as narrow roads and narrow parking spaces, is this function? Most of them will be used in suitable side parking spaces because you can really avoid rubbing against the sparkling pancakes. Bone these 3 XS. Another one that impresses me more. It's this car, his Zen-Chung system. In the presence of electricity, what kind of power output does he have? That smoothness, really with my Rolls-Royce, won't make a very big difference. I also tried it. It is pure power loss. This battery is only 1%. In fact, the presence of the growth period really faint. Even in the state of power loss, what's the power? In fact, I think it is very sufficient. And then there was one more thing that surprised me. It's the insulation of the car. I think whether it's for the voice, there are also bumpy isolation seats. It's all great. When you go through any of those potholes, the chassis of this car is bumpy, and the kind of filtering of the sound produced by the bumps and absorption. It amazed me. You will feel that when you go through the pothole. The movement of the car body is calm. Then the feedback from the chassis is also very good. Gentle and soothing. Next, the driver Xiao Fei goes offline. Secretary Xiao Fei is in the back row and continue to report to everyone. In fact, I really like to sit and obey. The back row of the GS800. Great ride experience. And you look further ahead, or you look around. First of all, his atmosphere is very luxurious. Besides, I often sit in this place. Observe the movement of the front of the car in front of him. When encountering bumps or ups and downs, the front of the car actually has some kind of up and down action. However, this action is basically on his front axle. It has been absorbed and filtered out most of it. When I get to my position, it feels really tiny. I sit in this room and I often wonder, rarely seen outside, whether it's the road conditions or the sound. In all fairness, I think this Touring Dragon chassis, it's really something. I just opened the neutral seat in Lin. Popular science with everyone. This forest neutral seat for the diamond ring. While driving. Because if something goes wrong, he will be back in place in an instant. Hey, I actually really like Lin this function. Seat. It will make you feel very relaxed. Then very able. Rest to such a position. And what about this seat? It is also generous and soft. It's like being wrapped in clouds. So it's really comfortable. And Zunji's seat? It is actually related to many German lines. The luxury car of the car is very different. The seats on those cars are harder. The back seat of this car is soft. Thick but not collapsing. And with this fluffy filling, very delicate leather. I really think, in all fairness, it's a little bit like a Phantom. How do you know? Because I often do it. Are there any Phantom owners watching these videos? You can comment in the unit. Am I right about what I just said? So much for that. They're all praising this car. It's been open for more than 3 months. I also summarized small suggestions that can be improved. In deathbed mode, I would feel like saying, the support at the waist would be better if it were stronger. So what about this car? If you can give away that thin, small waist pad, I think I will like it more. Do you think Zunji Zun sees this? If you think you are respected, you can deduct one by one. I think Zunji built a car for the first time, and they're building $1 million luxury sedan. It's really not easy to do this. This is a very complete car. I bought so many luxury cars myself. There is a standard for this type of car. It doesn't matter what speed. What kind of road conditions? Are you driving or sitting? Can make you very elegant. Reach your destination calmly. I think this car, it can do very well. And it cost over $1 million. I don't consider myself a guinea pig. In fact, in the past, we buy cars in this class. You can't go wrong buying a German car. However, I think the appearance of diamond rings is broken by German automakers. Monopoly among the models in this field. And now, it took more than 3 months. I think it's safe to say, buy this diamond ring. You can't go wrong at this price. What about this diamond ring? I won't sell it for a while. So what's next? There will also be some long-term use feelings to share. Half a year, or the reliability of his after-sales services. So if anyone is interested, just give me some attention. Hello everyone, it's me again. I just went home and looked at the footage. I found that there is still a lot I want to tell you. Haven't had time to say. Did you just drive my Dignity 300 home and park? I saw this car when parked with my other foreign luxury cars. I'm quite touched in my heart. It seems that foreign luxury cars are still in the 2.0 era.
But what?
Our domestic luxury cars have now arrived. The era of 3.0. Why did it make me suddenly... So many of these were born. The idea is that I think foreign brands, they focus more on like workmanship, material design, brand history and stuff like that. But now our Chinese luxury brands, we've built on top of that with more technology. There's smart stuff. I think it is to let more consumers really feel the changes that technology has brought to our lives. Let's make our lives real. It becomes more convenient, and it reminds me of a few years ago. Our domestic car brands, and like abroad, no matter what kind of wealth doctor or something, to buy their technology. But what about today, a few years later? Except that we have, in addition to the core production technology of automobiles, foreign manufacturers later contacted us, buy the technology that we're good at. I think that's how fast. That's a huge improvement. So this is what made me feel like incomparable pride. So much has been said. Finally, I want to say, I will also continue with my practical actions. Support our domestic cars. I don't know when the diamond ring will be available in an SUV. 50,000 liked. We'll have the whole one when you arrive. Okay, I'm really going home. It's really cold outside. Then let's see you next time. Don't forget the longer forest. Bye.